videos. Now you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here?
Woohoo! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in the world today. If you and I haven't met yet, my name is Ingor van Roy, and I am recognized as a networking ninja. I'm hired by entrepreneurs and manufacturers to help them develop a strategy so that they can stand out and connect with their ideal community. If you're watching live, please drop us a comment and let us know where you're tuning in from. Also, if there is an issue on LinkedIn, sorry, that I know Damon will say that's creepy. That was my dog walking in. But if there's an issue on LinkedIn, please pop over to YouTube. My channel is Inspiration from Ingor, and you can catch the full episode there. Or if you prefer, you can find me on Twitter as well. I'm also broadcasting there. So, again, if you're watching live, drop us a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We'd love to weave your comments into the conversation and make you part of it. So, let's say hello to all. Oh, hello to you, Raven. Thank you for tuning in. She's tuning in from Cape Town, South Africa. Raven is my niece. So thank you for being here, Raven. And we have Whitney. She says, "Good morning. Let's see if LinkedIn will play nice today." I know there has been a ton of issues with LinkedIn Live lately. Some of my friends, their shows have been completely erased from their LinkedIn profiles. So if there's an issue, please pop over to YouTube. And I see somebody's already dropped the link, so thank you. Whitney says she's tuning in from Katy, Texas this morning. So I guess you're working from home, Whitney, is that right? Um, hello, hello. It is the manufacturing hype girl. She says, "Hey, hey, hey, gang, tuning in from central Wisconsin. LinkedIn for now. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Thank you for being here." Thank you so much, Katie. And yes, Whitney has dropped us the YouTube link. Thank you, Whitney, just in case. Hello, Diane. Nice to see you. She says, "Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Enjoying the weather here in Philly." Really? Is it good weather? Um, Here where I am, it is 6 degrees Celsius. I don't think in Fahrenheit, sorry. So I love to see the awesome networking in the comments. Please, if you're not connected to one another, as I always say, please do that. Connect with one another. You won't be sorry. Hello to you, Mira. Thank you for tuning in. Nice to see you. And Whitney says yes, she's working from home, so she can surprise her son at his fall festival. Oh, that sounds sweet. I love to see the awesome networking. So I'm really excited to bring on my guest today. This gentleman is really a wealth of information, and he has a phrase that he said, and now we just repeat it, because Damon Pistulka really is the red M&M in a bowl of green ones. Let's bring him on. Good morning.
Good morning, Ingor. How are you today?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Other than I just took a big gulp of coffee that was boiling, and that,
Oi.
but it's good. It woke me up a bit more, and we're ready to go. So things are good.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for being here and thank you. I know it's really early because you are in PST and I'm in EST, so it's 6:30 for you. I
Yep.
appreciate that you're here.
No
Thank
worries.
you. So Damon, I'm gonna put you on this side. And then if you can please introduce yourself, tell people who you are, what you do.
Damon Pistulka. You know, I have a passion for helping people uh, build really successful businesses. I've done it my entire career. It's something I love to do. I like to teach people. I like to help people. I like to just share information about it because I'm so passionate about helping people do it. I want every business owner that wants to succeed to be able to succeed, and I'm gonna try to share all the awesome people that I know and their talents to help those people. And I'll put in my 2 cents worth, but I spend my days helping business owners increase their value and prepare them for sell and sell their businesses when they're ready. So that's what I get to do.
I love that. And you're a host of a show, a few shows. So would you tell us about that, please?
Yeah, I do a couple shows with Kurt Anderson. That's a lot of fun. I see a lot of the people that get to watch Kurt and I regularly. We do a Monday show. It's Monday Manufacturing Motivation. We do a Friday show, Manufacturing E-commerce Success, and those are really fun, highlighting talented people and great stories in manufacturing and e-commerce. And then I do the Faces of Business, usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I did pretty consistently Tuesdays and Thursdays, where I'm highlighting individuals just talking about themselves and how they're either helping people or business owners with stories in their experience. As the show, the Tuesday and Thursday, the Faces of Business is really a place for business professionals can come and learn a little bit about somebody, hear some good stories, and hopefully, just enjoy themselves and learn a little bit. So yeah, we have fun with them.
Nice. My favorite is learning people's stories. This is
Yeah.
why I do my show because I love to hear what makes you you really because we can all see the facade, right? We can all see and we can read about like what you do, but
Yeah.
what's behind those blinkers is what interests me.
Yeah.
Um,
It's fun. It's fun because
yeah.
I don't know. I just look, we're doing a new website and I didn't realize it, but we've got about 500 blog posts and the vast majority of those are shows. And after interviewing as many people as I have and just listening to stories, everybody has interesting stories. They just don't realize it. And no one has been successful without having struggle. And those
Mm,
that you see that you just see people and you go, I don't care. You just pick somebody. You pick anybody you see in the media, anybody you see in your life, and they may be very successful now, but I can guarantee they've gone through some gut wrenching times to get where they're at.
that's so true because if you really think about it, it's the struggles that shape you.
Yeah.
It's the struggles that make you who you will ultimately become because success, what is it? It's really a pat on the back, right? But when you struggle and that is what shapes you, that's why, you know, that's how we make a beautiful mug, like what I'm drinking from, right? Like it's from that pressure outside and inside
Hmm.
that helps you form.
Yeah.
Um, awesome. Let's go to the comments because I can see that people are awesome.
Oh,
Wow. Katie says, good morning to you, Damon.
hey, Katie.
Diane says, nice chill in the morning and evening, but going to a high
Wow.
of
It's gonna be
69.
nice in those places, close
Sunny
to
Friday.
60. That's gonna be good.
Nice. And Whitney says, nice to see you, Damon.
Whitney was on our show not too long ago.
Yes. Yes. ABD Barra says, good afternoon from Paris. Thank you for being here.
There we go.
Nice to see you. I love just the back and forth comments. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Mira says, hi,
Hello,
Damon.
Mira.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Awesome.
Katie says that it's a high of 57, but sunny where she is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Have you ever heard of Katie talk about geology and how she likes to go to different places and look for rocks and stuff? That's so cool. I've actually got an interesting rock in here. Can I just move around and get it and show you?
Yeah.
This is something I found. I actually found it. We were at our local market, and this is actually from Wyoming, and it's in limestone, but it's the you can't if I wasn't able to tell you, but this is actually a fossilized fish that actually somehow this is exploded, but this is a fossilized fish. And I saw these things. I thought, that's cool. I got to buy that rock.
Yeah.
But there's a place in Wyoming where I guess you can go out there and you can just, dig for these fossils like this. And these people have done it. So it's really cool. But I just thought of that, Katie. So
that's pretty cool. I actually, so my youngest daughter, I bought her some cards about geology yesterday. She's taken an interest, and she and I actually sent a few pictures to Katie to help us identify rocks. So yeah, it's pretty cool. By the way, everyone, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I'm not feeling well. I'm a bit under the weather. So if I mute myself, it's because I need to cough. We're keeping it real. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep canceling shows, right? Because I've been. It's September. September was when school started, and school has been back in session about 6 to 7 weeks. And I can tell you, my kids have probably missed about half of it because they've been sick. They'll get better and then they get sick again. So this is the way it's gonna be for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Diane says she's thinking about a fire pit evening one night this weekend. Oh, yes.
We would do that here too, but we get too wet this time of year. So it's good temperature, but no rain, too much rain.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I want to get through the comments and I want to get to the questions. Yes. Whitney actually does something really cool for her company. She interviews her colleagues, and she writes stories about them.
Very cool.
Yeah,
that was one of the things that I enjoyed most about managing businesses, is being able to talk to everybody and learn about them, about their story, about their families, about what they do and how they got there. It's just so interesting.
Yeah. Fascinating. Diane says, everyone has gone through some sort of struggle. What a nice reminder to unite us. Yes. Katie, I was laughing because I saw Katie's comment because she's like, show me. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sure you thought that that is really cool, Damon. That rock. The fossil.
And there's a rock. I don't know if I can find it anymore, but and it's in my desk somewhere. But I had a rock that I picked up. I don't know. It's had to be 20 years ago. I was on a beach one day and I wasn't feeling very well. I don't mean mentally, just wasn't in a good place. Yeah. And I talked about I was reading something about gratitude and I picked it up and someone talked about having a gratitude rock in their pocket. And I picked up this nondescript rock. And I think I had it in my pocket for about 15 years. And I would rub that rock every day. And I would just say, you have so much to be grateful for, when I was not feeling well. And it helps so much. I just can't, so rocks. Yes, I like rocks.
It's something tangible. And, otherwise, if you don't have a gratitude practice that you do daily, that is something that will help you to remember that you need to do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. Whitney says, "Whoa, that is so cool. I lived in sorry, I don't know what
Wyoming.
Wyoming. Okay, as a kid and remember seeing all the limestone. Yeah. Oh, Katie says that they dig for them too.
I figured she would, but it is cool.
Yeah, that is so cool. Also, Whitney says LinkedIn glitched for
Yeah.
her, so she's jumped over to YouTube. So again, if you're having an issue, just jump over to YouTube. Um, that's where the party's moving to, guys.
Yeah.
Gail says she decided to jump over here to join in as well. So nice to see you, Gail. Thank you for being here. And Katie's also on YouTube as well. And Diane says, Whitney, how cool into yes. It is so cool. I love that Whitney does that. Look who's here.
Chris. All right, man.
Hi, Chris. Nice to see you. He says, the gratitude rock. I love it. Yes, the cool kids are hanging out on YouTube, guys.
There we
So
go.
if you need to switch over, please. So if you've watched my intro video, you will have seen a word that's not very widely known in the Western world, and that is Ubuntu. So for those who have not heard of this word, let me show you the definition just so that you know. Ubuntu is an ancient African word meaning humanity to others. It's often described as reminding us that I am what I am because of who we all are. And I really believe that that's who I am. I am as a result of the people and the experiences that I had, including you, Damon. Really, no, you really have shaped who I have become today. You're if you haven't connected with Damon, guys, you need to. He is amazing. Um, and so, just genuine and helpful. I remember when I told you I'm switching over, you invited me to have a call so that you could share some tips with me. Um, so thank you. I appreciate you. I have a lot of love for you. So thank you. Okay, let's go to the questions. I can see the comments are starting again, but let's go to the questions.
All right.
Damon, this uh, this show is called Inspiration from Ingor. So let's go to the inspiration part.
There you go.
What inspires you?
First of all, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
My family is simply all the way from my father and mother to my kids, my wife now, just to I have the opportunity. We all do. We have the opportunity to make the biggest impact we can in the world in whatever we do. And I just feel a sense of responsibility to do my best at that. But that's what inspires me. And it keeps me going. A lot of people think I'm crazy, and I am. But it's just my inspiration comes from my kids, my wife, and my dog of all places, and the people around me. And your Ubuntu, and I'm not saying it right, I know, is me. It's me. It's everybody around me, inspiring to be better for them, being better for myself. It's just because there's so much untapped potential, and when you realize how little potential we actually use on a daily basis, it's like, wow. And you start to read and study and do the things you can do to be better as a person and as a part of the family and society. And you just realize that, it doesn't matter how you grew up. I mean, I grew up with not very much on a farm in South Dakota, right? And how you're educated doesn't really matter. It's how you are inside and what you really do, because we all have access to books. We all have access, and we all can strive to be better. And someone I know St. Isaac's, he says it very well. He said, we should all strive to be becoming. And it means we're becoming better. We're becoming what we can be, becoming our full potential. We're never going to get there, but we're always going to be becoming. But my inspiration comes from the people around me in my family.
Wow. If I had a freestanding mic, it would be dropped right now. Like, seriously. You said so much. And I have to say, we all are on this journey of an evolution, right? I believe that I'm not the same person I was yesterday. And tomorrow I won't be the same person I am
Yeah.
today. Because my experiences, the people that just pour into me, right? And I love that your family inspires you. Beautiful. Okay, next question. Um, when you were growing up, who was your role model and why? And you can have a few, that's fine too.
I really don't remember someone sticking out as a role model in my mind. I remember I was very fortunate growing up on a farm. I saw my father every single day, my mother every single day. And if I had to say anyone, it was my father, because my father was a farmer, but my father was also an amputee. He had 6 inches of his left leg remaining. That's all. And I watched him. He never said anything about being handicapped. He didn't even have a handicap sticker until he was like 65. We didn't even know what that was. And I watched him get up on equipment and do things like anybody else with 2 legs. I watched him, we would be vaccinating cattle, and I saw more than once where a cow would run into his leg and snap his artificial leg off and have to go fix it or go get a new one, and didn't stop him at all. And that's really, I'd have to say.
Wow. The thing is, we all face challenges, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's how you actually what you focus on and how you face them that matters.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but I was born with congenital hip dysplasia. I can't remember if I've told you yet. I was born with congenital hip dysplasia, and as a result, I walked with a limp.
Mm-hmm.
All my life, I thought that it was only the one hip that was really affected. But when I was about 30, I found out that it was both. Because we focused solely on my left hip most of the time. Every year I had X-rays, and I would go and see a specialist, but I didn't let that stand in my way. I still did sport. I was a competitive swimmer.
Nice.
I represented my province in national competitions a few times in my life. Yeah. Breaststroke is my favorite. Just and I remember, there were times when they would watch me, like the referees or the judges. They would actually walk alongside the pool and watch me swim because of my left hip. I had a bit of a it was like my kick wasn't as uniform as it could be.
Yeah.
And then, they would want to disqualify me, but then they would find out my story and then allow me to still continue swimming. So, like it's how you face those challenges that really
Exactly. It's like the thing that I learned from my father is don't focus on what you can't do, focus on how you're going to do what you want to do. And just don't worry about that. Just worry about, okay, what's the challenge today that I'm going to overcome and how am I going through that? Not what I can't do. Just keep working that and you move forward that way. Yeah, it might not be like you're talking about yourself. You didn't swim like everybody else, but you figured out how to swim very well. It's just the way you needed to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how we need to actually face our lives and overcome those
Yeah.
challenges that we have.
Yeah.
Just a side note, I'm a double hip replacement. I have a double hip replacement. I've had both done.
Yeah.
But it was also a struggle to get that done because the surgeon that examined me when I was 30, he said, uh, I wouldn't recommend that you go forward with this because you're so young. Yeah. I cried actually. I
Yeah.
cried when he
Yeah.
said that to me. And then he left me with a piece of paper saying, take this piece of paper, think about it for 6 months, and then you can call and make an appointment if you've decided.
Yeah.
Well, my husband was there with me. I got dressed, and the doctor left, and we were walking out the door, and I stopped just before we went out, and I said to my husband, I don't need to think about this. I've been thinking about this for a long time, since I
Yeah.
was 17 years old. I'm done thinking. And I turned around and I made an appointment at reception. When I
There
saw
you
it
go.
the following week, the doctor said, didn't I just see you? I said, yes, you did. But I need that quality of life that I've never had.
Yeah.
So,
You
yeah.
can deal with it later if you have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the joke is like the day of my surgery, he came to meet me in the morning to mark my leg, the one that he was going to deal with. And when he did, he says, "Oh, by the way, you do know that you have to do the next one, the second one." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Okay, well, just go ahead, let's do it."
Did they do them both at the same time?
No, no, I
Yeah.
did. They were a year apart. And the second one, actually, they cracked my femur while they were hollowing it out.
Uh,
Yeah, I had to be completely non-weight bearing for 6 weeks.
yeah. 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 My business partner, Andrew, his wife just had double hip replacement at the same time. She had a congenital problem as well. And yeah,
Wow,
and it turned out very well. So yeah,
that's awesome. Good for her.
yeah,
I didn't know that they do that.
I didn't either. But yeah, it turned out well. So,
Yeah,
but I bet now you look back at it and you go, I'm glad I did that.
yes. I do. It's changed my life really
Yeah.
because, when I was in South Africa, it didn't really affect me too much because we drove everywhere. But when I moved to Canada, we walk a lot. And I would,
Oh,
within 5 minutes, sometimes my hip would be seizing, and I'd have to stop walking and stretch it out first before I could continue. So it was tough.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, let me tell you, my life statement is to positively impact the lives of others. It's why I started this show, and it's why I do most of what I do. Do you have one?
Do I have what?
Do you have a life statement? Do you have something that, like a motto that you live by?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I do. In fact, it's right up behind the screen here. Because I was just going over it. I go over it every day. It says, my lifetime work is to become a better person every day for myself, my family, and the people around me, so I can be a positive influence on the people who know me.
Wow.
I say it to myself every day. It's part of my personal mission statement.
Wow. Wow. I love that.
It's what I do, why I do. It's if I can bring positive to every situation, and that's as I go farther on my mission statement. It really talks about I want people to think of me and think and have positive thoughts, even if it's a negative situation.
We do. We do. We
That's
do.
what I'm trying. So maybe it's working a little bit. Hopefully, you know.
We do. Whenever I hear anyone talk about you, like that's all I get from it. It's so much positivity. Yeah, you are definitely a positive influence for sure. Let's go to the comments and we can switch over to the networking part. I'll do it from reverse so that we can hear. Oh my gosh, wait. Okay, wait, I'm gonna reverse. I was gonna do it from the bottom up, but something made me laugh, so let me go.
Okay, let's see which one it is.
Oh gosh, I'll start from the top where so here. Okay, Diane says, gratitude changes you,
Yeah,
especially when
it
you
does.
practice it daily and more importantly, share it with others. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Whitney says, it's so neat to learn about my coworkers. They have fascinating lives. And I bet you those people don't think that they do.
Not at all.
Most of us don't.
They're living it every day.
Yeah, most of us don't. Look who's here.
David's here.
It's the king of process.
Yeah.
David Chrysler, thank you for being here. He says good morning. You see?
Yeah.
You see, Katie? Yeah. Powerhouse dynamic duo right here. Oh my gosh,
Thank you,
David.
David. Thank you.
Nice to see the networking. Oh, Katie says, oh, Damon, whenever I talk about my family, I get all teary-eyed. Yeah. Yeah. I love Katie's story too and how she really was exposed to manufacturing from a young age. So
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. David says, love it, Damon, family first. Yes. That is our why.
Yeah. I know it's not appropriate to say, but my daughter told me one time, she says, you know, Damon, I don't worry about anything. She said, because I know if someone ever hurt me, you would make it right.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That is, yeah. As a dad, yeah. Yeah. A few weeks ago, my middle daughter, she started high school.
Yeah.
She was hurt by a classmate. He took apparently he straightened out a paperclip and he poked her with it in her side, and she said she went through this feeling of like, what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like total shock. And then she walked around because they were at lunch in the cafeteria, and she walked around the table. She grabbed him and she slapped him.
Yeah. You know, there's times when you have to do some certain things, and there's times when you don't. And, and teaching our children that, I think, is important because
Yes. But I will say, like, the way my husband reacted, whoo. Because he said, I'm raising 3 girls.
Yeah.
And violence is not okay. Like any sort of violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course the school wasn't very pleased about that, but whatever. Yeah. We don't care about their feelings, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Diane says potential, do better as a person. Yes. Yeah. Wow.
Every day.
Yeah.
We always can learn and get better.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Read this, please.
Kurt, gonna put down that moment of silence.
Yes.
So you know what's funny is Kurt's coming to Seattle tomorrow, and we're gonna go watch a World Series game at one of the local hangouts here, but he doesn't realize it yet. But he's going in costume. He's gonna get to choose. Okay. But at my house, Halloween's a big deal. We used to we still have Halloween parties and stuff. Not this year, we're not going to, but We have them every other year now, but we have these big tubs full of Halloween costumes. So he's going to get to choose what he's going to be. But we're going out, and then we're going to the Seahawks Giants game on Sunday. So
Wow,
it's going to
that's
be
awesome.
fun.
I remember. I think it was last year. Was it last year? I saw you in costume last year.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Last year was
Elvis.
yeah, Elvis. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool actually. Um, Dave says, "Whoa, what an incredible story, Damon. Very inspiring." Wow. Diane says, "Similar swimming
Yeah.
story here. Wow. Often disqualified for my kick, didn't find out until after my swimming years that I have an alignment issue in my hips." Wow. Yeah, right? Listen to what Katie says. "I had 2 strokes in 2012, and that turned my life upside down. I didn't
Wow.
have the ability to not work, so I had to figure out a way." Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. So this is the comment that made me laugh. So Dave says, "What OMG, Ingrid? I literally learn something new about you every single time I'm listening to you." you so Dave asks me how many lives I've had. Yeah, it's funny. I know. But we all have so many different this we're onions, right? Like there's so many layers to all
Yeah,
of us.
yeah.
Um I know that there's so many things I don't know about you yet, Dave. He says, "Pretty sure that's a moment of silence." Oh my gosh. Yeah. Where is Kurt? Yes, you see? Please read this. This is for you, Damon.
Yeah. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah. Oh, Gail says, "Heck yeah, Damon. I am Mama Bear and I feel the same about my son."
Yep. Yep. Nobody's messing with the kids.
Yeah. 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 David says, "LinkedIn was doing so good there for a bit. Hello, my YouTube friends."
Yeah.
I know. What the heck is going on?
You know, we had a show. We had a couple of them now where it's just the event disappeared. Do the show, the event disappeared. So I don't know. It's what it is.
Yeah, I actually I think it was 2 weeks ago I tried to watch your show. And I
Yeah.
was like, I can't find it on your page. I can't find it on Kurt's page. Like, what happened?
Yeah. Yeah. That's when it happened. It was just like it was there and we were live. It said we were live on LinkedIn and it's gone. So I don't know. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be on our
Um,
blog post, YouTube, all the other
yeah,
good places.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Dave, Dave says, "I need to wait for that writing assignment I've been working on. You'll probably learn some things." Yeah, I'm sure I will. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the networking part, David. Um, you've already shared like how you love to help people. And I know from personal experience what it's like to be part of your network. Um, Something that makes me think of you actually is this quote. It's by Dr. Ivan Misner, and he says, "Networking is more about farming than it is about hunting. It's about cultivating relationships." So, what's your take on networking?
It's building relationships. And you start them with, and it's always starting with how can you help somebody?
Yeah.
I mean, this is literally what I have. It says, "Who can I help today?" Little sticky note right on the bottom of my monitor. I look at it every day. There's 2 sticky notes. I have who can I help today and the vital 20% to make sure I'm working on the right things and who can I help. But I think in networking, it's how can I help this person? How can I do that? Because if I'm going to network with somebody, and I know I'm getting better, right? Becoming all the time, becoming better at it. I went from, I want to meet and talk to people and give them advice, whatever I can do there, to really being able to take it a step further and go, okay, who can I introduce this person to? How can I help beyond right now? Even in interactions, like if I have a business person that talks to me about something and I can't help them, how can I get them at least something to get them moving in the right direction? And for me, that helps to build those relationships that that it is like farming. They come around over time. And I can see why people look at social media and they go, wow, I really don't feel like I'm getting a return out of it. And I think you have to turn it around and go, in networking, it's about, you have to get a return from giving. You have to feel that because I'm giving, I'm getting. And once you get that, then you can truly begin to understand, for me anyway, it truly was, by giving, I'm getting, and not in materialistic kind of things, but that will come. Believe me, that will come. But you just have to focus on that giving and realize that is what should fill your heart, fill your soul, because you're helping people.
Yes, absolutely. Can we have a moment of silence for this? Right? Like, wow. Okay, I'm not. Yes, go.
And it's funny because we do marketing, right? We do marketing. And my marketing person, we hired a full-time marketing person. So it's a new big step for us this year. And my marketing person finally got it after a few months now about how I want us to market. I want us to market by helping people. I don't care. Yes, in the end, I want to make some money, but that will come. But you got to help people. We lead with helping people. We always give people value, always help, and tell them everything that we do, down to, hey, you want to see the formulas behind it? Go ahead, knock yourself out. But you got to lead by help. Marketing has got to lead by helping people, but they just finally got it. I was so excited about it because I'm like, now when we do campaigns, now when we talk to people, now in our marketing materials that are going out, it's going to speak like I want to speak to people.
Wow. I love that. How long have you been banging your head against the wall? Not everybody gets it though. Not everybody, like, it takes a while for people to understand, because many people wonder, like, why do you do things the way that you do? Or even for me, like, why, what's the return on investment, right? And really, the return is the way I feel afterwards.
Yes.
That's the return for me.
Yes.
So awesome.
That return will turn into whatever you need it to be if you want it to. And Zig Ziglar said it a gazillion years ago, and I heard my grandfather say it. If you help enough people, you'll have everything you want. And it's true. You just and when you really understand, I read the Go Giver last week or a week before, another great book that talks about that. It's like, listen, you have to be giving and helping and giving and helping to expect to get what you really want back, or not even so much. And then too, I think internally you have to quit worrying about what you want and think about what you really need, because we're so bombarded by materialistic and commercialism every single day. We look at, like, you don't need all this stuff. What do you really need? What do you really need? And then come back and find happiness in that. And then understand and then come out from there. Because I can talk about a million things that I don't have. But if I think, and I can feel lack, all that from listening and thinking about that. But I come back to it again. You come back to family, friends, network, the opportunities in front of us. I get just as simple as when you're laying in bed and you're in a warm bed in your house with a full stomach, How big is that? I mean, when you start from those levels and you really think out and what you can do in the world, it's makes things so much better. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll get going. I'll get going.
No, that's fine. And if you really think about it, there are so many people that
Yeah.
don't even have those
Yep.
foundational needs met yet.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. You help people like that. And it is. We can sit here and look at, man, I don't have a new Tesla or whatever the heck it is, and a new pair of shoes. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Those things don't matter when you really look at, and that doesn't drive, external things don't drive happiness.
No, they don't.
They can, and in fact, if you use external things to help drive happiness, it makes it worse. This is a thing that me in my personal life, in myself,
Yeah.
I'm continually trying to really understand, because it's so important to be, I think, for true success in life, you have to understand that.
Yeah. You have to think about, if you die tomorrow, what are you taking with you?
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah.
But what you leave behind.
Yes. Yes. What do you leave behind, right?
What do you leave behind?
What's
And that's
your
why I
legacy?
think about impact every day. I think about impact, impacting people professionally, impacting people personally, and that whole positive impact. It's so important.
Yes, it is. It is. You mentioned the Go-Giver.
Yeah.
Gail is actually interviewing Bob Berg, who wrote it. She's
Nice.
interviewing him next week, next Wednesday. So
Oh,
tune into that, everyone who's listening.
oh yeah, you got to listen to that.
Yeah, I'm
That's a
trying
great
to
book.
avoid this. I'm trying to avoid this ray of light. Oh my gosh.
Oh well.
Yeah, my husband was in here earlier and he left the curtain open. I usually close it, but he opened it. So um wow. Yeah, it's a great book. I need to go and read it before I listen to the interview on Wednesday for sure.
Yeah.
How has networking impacted you, Damon?
Well, being able to meet people like you, I mean, you're such a blessing in my life. And, people see Kurt and I together all the time. Well, we met networking. I saw him, he did a couple years ago, or more than that now. I saw him do a post on manufacturing. I said, hey, dude, let's connect. I love manufacturing, blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, look at that. I mean, yeah.
Wow.
And all the people here that are commenting today, so many people, it's so fun to be able to be around such talented people and learn and share and just be a
Yes.
part of it.
Yes. And become the best version of you.
Yeah.
Because of what you learn from others, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah, I've I can, yeah, if don't get me started,
Yeah, I
I can
know.
tell you like the different things that I've learned from people. Gail is in the comments, like,
Yeah.
she is the most curious person I've ever met, and she's really taught me to be curious. And it's not because she literally said like, oh, you need to learn. No, like, it's just from seeing who she is and how she
Mm-hmm.
goes about doing it, right? Yeah. And it's funny. So Gail's been talking to me about manufacturing for a while. I wasn't convinced, but you know who convinced me, like, really, was Katie,
Nice.
the
Nice.
manufacturing hype girl, right?
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah. I just think about all the positive, I still, Gail and I were fortunate enough to meet. It wasn't this summer or last summer or something. When we met, I don't even remember when we met, but I remember specific instances of the conversations and stuff. And yeah. Yep.
yeah,
So it's just
it was earlier this year when she went to
yeah. It was because I remember
women
it
in
was,
aerospace. Yeah, the
it was
conference.
good. It was good.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and whenever I can meet somebody and have a beer, I'm really good, man. Yeah, it's really good. So
That's cool. So how do you leverage a platform like LinkedIn or networking groups? What do you like? How do you actively network within them?
How do I actively network? Well, I follow a ton of people. I actively try to connect with people that I think would be interesting to meet. I do, do the live streams. I do those kind of things, but I try to introduce people. I'm happy when people introduce me to other people. I for lack of a better term, I went to school for engineering, so I got a process for everything. Not quite like David, but I have a process I like to go through. Somebody introduces someone to me, I know what I'm going to do. I've made it easy for them to talk to me. I've made it. Not that the conversations are canned or anything, but we're going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about how we can help. What are you doing? Learn more about you, and maybe I can get somebody else connected to them, give them some ideas, whatever. And that's I leverage LinkedIn that way, is meeting more and more people.
Nice. I like that. So do you have any final thoughts for our viewers?
Just make an impact if you can, even a little one, just a little one. Pick up a piece of trash on the street. That makes a difference. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, I love that. This is one of my favorite quotes. It's by Kevin Cruz, and he says, "Life is about making an impact, not an income."
Yeah.
Because I believe that if you make an impact, if you strive for that, the income will come, like you said. So let's see what people are saying in the comments. Oh my gosh. Okay. Diane says, "Give people value." That's an understatement. If we had this undercurrent in all areas of our lives and business as a priority, what a different world we would live in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There would be more resources to go around, right? It
Yeah.
wouldn't be that 1% that would be the richest people in the world. Oh, wow. Hi, Mandy. Nice to see you here. She says, "Love the go-giver."
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Diane is also saying, "This is what people are craving. They want to be connected." Yes. Feel like they have resources for help and that they will increase their value. I love it. Oh, now you need to read this, Damon.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It will help.
Yeah.
That physical, I remember rubbing that so many times, and yeah, it will help.
Katie says she loves Gail.
Yeah.
And she says beer.
Yeah.
Katie likes beer too.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of a weirdo about it. We brew our own, so
Really?
we don't have all the equipment here. There's a place in town here where we can go, and they've got like 100 different recipes you can make. So we're constantly doing it throughout the year. We don't buy beer anymore at the store. We make our own. So if someone comes to our house, you're going to get, well, right now you will get a Kolsch. We brewed a German Kolsch, and that's what we have at our house now.
So when you go, do you choose different ones every
Yes.
time?
Yes. Not every time. We made a couple the same before, and there's some that you go back to. It's like, but if you're going in and you're buying something and you buy, I like these cookies, but I'm not going to buy them every time. I'll buy a different kind once in a while. I'll come back to that. That's how it is. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't like beer, but don't hold it against me. Diane says a positive impact daily. Yes.
Yeah.
And Whitney says hi to you, Mandy. Gail had a beer with you. Okay.
Yep. I remember we were in the Virginian, which that is one of the oldest taverns in Seattle. Yep.
Wow.
Cool place. Cool.
Katie says, "I have a few rocks."
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen them. I've seen them. And she says, "I am digging the Blatz in a frosty mug lately."
True Wisconsin beer lover right there. That is.
It's funny. So,
I grew up in the Midwest, and she talks about Blatz. I'm like, yeah, we used to we'd have to drive to get Blatz. It's so funny.
I was
Oh
like,
God.
what?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it's funny. So okay, you know how at the beginning of my video I'll say like I hate videos because
Yeah.
I really do. But Katie insists on FaceTiming when she calls. And like some days I'm like, no. So I won't answer, then I'll call her back with audio.
Yeah.
but sometimes on FaceTime, I see her take her frosty mug out of the freezer. Like literally. I'm like, what?
Nice.
I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, what the heck are you doing?
See, the only thing I'll tell you, I love frosty mug. It's nice and nice, but once you get one of these Yeti, and I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say it, some stuff.
That was
They will
funny.
keep a beer cold for hours. Hours. You put it in there, and it's just like frosty cold. A mug, that's nice and everything. It's cool, but 15 minutes later, that mug is warming up. You want to
Oh, I
keep it at
know.
the temperature.
Nice. Well, it's always an awesome time when I get to talk to you, Damon. Um,
It's been a
thank you.
pleasure. It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you for
Thank you.
being here. And thank you to you if you're still watching. Damon, where can people find you?
They can find me on LinkedIn. Look at our website, 𝐓𝐡𝐞 We're gonna have a new website up in the next 3-4 weeks, so it'll be something different to look at too.
Nice.
And yeah,
Nice. And if you've heard me talk about this once, you've heard me talk about it a million times. But when you send somebody a connection request, please make sure you send a note. So if you want to connect with Damon, send him a note and tell him that you've heard him speak on this show, and he will gladly connect with you.
yes.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
Katie coming with a comment for you.
I
I
knew
love
that was
the
coming.
ice
I knew that was
from the
coming.
frosty mug. I will put it in a Yeti next. But FYI, Damon, 15 minutes is a bit longer than the beer stays in my mug. Oh my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my
That's a
gosh.
problem I have once in a while as well.
That's hilarious. Well, thank you, Damon, for being here. Thank you for everyone that's watching. I'll send you to the green room so that I can wrap up.
Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Ingor.
Thank you. And thank you to you if you're still watching. Just wanted to give a nod to our friends at M&I for putting together an amazing event called M&I University. No, they're not sponsoring the show. I'm just giving them a shout out because what they've done for Manufacturing Month is amazing. And our friend Katie McDermott is the brain behind this. It was her who was inspired to put this together. So thank you to you, Katie. Um, if you have not seen any of the courses put together by M&I on the website, please go ahead and check out their website at university.mni.net. Amazing content from so many people, and there are still some courses that are yet to go live. So if you can slip in there and register for one, you will definitely not be sorry. Um, I know I neglected to say thank you to our friends at Kindness Inspired for always supporting us. We appreciate you more than you know. Kindness Inspired inspires kindness all over the world. So know that we appreciate you. And also thank you to our friends at Island Spices. They are amazing, an amazing island restaurant in Toronto. So if you're ever in Toronto, check them out. Send me a message and I'll connect them to you. Anyway, people, take care, be blessed, have an amazing weekend, and I will see you back here next week for another episode of Inspiration from Ingor. I'll close off with my intro video so you can see. Take care, be blessed. Ciao for now.
I hate videos. Now you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here?